This week we're going to take a look at updated forecasts for South American soybean production. We're also going to take a look at a record level of unshipped U.S. soybean export sales on the books and wrap things up looking at the long-term trends in November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the month of February now, and this market remains historically volatile. Let's start out looking at trends in soybean production in Argentina. Now, these Argentina beans at the end of the month of February here, it's roughly the equivalent of August for Midwest soybeans, i.e. the beans will be setting pods and starting to fill pods here, so a very critical month. We're looking at four key provinces here in Argentina: Buenos Aires, Córdoba, Santa Fe, and Santiago del Estero. About the 80-85% of the beans are produced in those four provinces. As I mentioned, we're moving into the pod set and pod fill stage. Critical month. Let's take a look at the updated weather forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. And we're looking here at some rain the next couple days into Thursday of this week. Maybe a ½ inch to an inch and a half of rain over those, basically those green shaded areas. That'll buy the crop a bit of time here. However, moving forward now, fairly dry pattern is setting up here starting Wednesday through Friday of this week. And here's a key point. It's forecast to last perhaps as long as 7 to 10 days. And I'd add here, look at Rio Grande do Sul in southern Brazil. We'll come back to that in a minute. It's also forecast to be dry. Now let's quantify that in Argentina. Total precip here over the next 14 days. Look at all that red in that map. We're really looking at some dryness here forecast over the next 14 days. I would add though that of course the weather is unpredictable too, so a lot can change. This is a weather market. Day by day we'll have to monitor it closely. Let's switch gears now and focus on soybean production in Brazil. And we're looking at several key states north to south here in Brazil. Mato Grosso, Goiás, Bahia, Minas Gerais, Paraná, Rio Grande do Sul. Mato Grosso do Sul is about 80 to 85% of those beans are being produced in those states. Now, here's the divergence. In Mato Grosso, they're actually harvesting beans as we speak. But in that far southern state of Rio Grande do Sul, those beans are in the flowering stage, maybe early pod set stage. So quite a long weather period here, stretching from the 1st of February, probably all the way through late March. Let's now shift gears and look at our weather trends for Brazil. I took it a moment ago to explain the difference in crop maturity because we are looking at some rainfall here over those northern areas over the near term here, the next 5 days. Looking at some of those areas in Mato Grosso, for example, are struggling with harvest. Maybe not excessive rains, but maybe stop and go type of rains. Move further south, it's drier. Let's quantify that over the next 14 days. Looking at that northern area is close to normal amount of precip, but in the south it remains dry. Let's now switch to the demand side of the equation, looking at unshipped export sales of U.S. beans. Now, we looked at this slide last week, but it bears repeating with another week's worth of data that U.S. bean sales are rising in terms of what's on the books, but not yet shipped yet. It appears that end users are concerned about that ongoing wet weather in Brazil that'll delay the harvest and delay those beans getting into the pipeline. Here's the key question. Are cancellations of some of these sales forthcoming, or will a smaller bean carryout be realized? We're starting the month of February here, and that's crop insurance base price period for soybeans. Let's take a look at the history of November soybean futures. Now, November bean futures as we speak here, about $13.65 a bushel. That's $2.85 above the 5-year average for this time of year. And we still have a month to go, remember, till February 28th before that base crop insurance price is set. Strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, next week we'll be live on YouTube on Wednesday, February 8th at 11:20 Central Time for a live recap of the USDA Supply Demand Report. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.